Imagine for a second, you're sitting in a working-class neighborhood in Brooklyn, or maybe a back alley in Queens. Nobody knows your real name, and nobody cares. You're just a number, just a shipping worker at the New York docks, or a garbage man, or maybe unemployed trying to make ends meet. Life is tough, and the money just isn't enough to cover the rent for that tiny apartment where you and your mom are living. And suddenly, on an ordinary day, you see an opportunity right in front of you. Your cousin Joey is working with some slick guys wearing expensive suits and going to fancy restaurants. He tells you, come work with us, just running some errands here and there, and you'll make good money. And you said yes. Right here is where your journey begins. The journey of, what if you became a mafia man? At first, you won't even feel like you've entered the criminal world. You'll feel like you're just helping out. First job, deliver an envelope to an old Italian guy in a small restaurant. But the important thing is, don't open the envelope and don't ask too many questions. You get $500 for a delivery that didn't even take an hour. You feel like this is the easiest money you've ever made. You start getting to know the street, the people who run it. You start understanding there are areas you're not supposed to walk through, and that if certain names get mentioned in front of you, you have to play dumb. That's the first rule of the Omerta, the code of silence. See nothing, hear nothing, and say nothing. Over time, Joey starts recommending you to the bigger guys. You meet the neighborhood Capo, Mr. Russo. A dignified man, wearing a $1,000 suit, smelling of expensive cologne, with hands used to opening doors, not carrying boxes. He gives you bigger work, collecting debts. You go to small shops, you befriend the owners, you give them a sense of security, and then quietly you tell them, the boss likes you. That's why he asked me to collect the money personally, so nobody bothers you. This is where you start learning a new language, not Italian or English, but the language of power. Being polite to the people who pay, but keeping an iron will for the ones who stall. The day you run into some guy trying to jerk you around, telling you to come back next week, you remember this is your chance to prove you're a stand-up guy. You tell him to have the money tomorrow morning. Tomorrow comes, and he doesn't have it. You handle it. You don't go crying to your boss. You sit with him alone, in his shop, and you tell him in a low voice, I'm here on behalf of Russo, and I can't leave here without seeing what's mine. You understand me? He sees your eyes. He sees you're not scared. He pays. Right here, at that exact moment, you're not just some guy working for people anymore. You've become an associate. You've become known. People in the neighborhood start respecting you or fearing you. The line between the two is razor thin. Next stage, the induction. There's a big party in the basement of an old Italian restaurant. Everyone's wearing their best. Mr. Russo is standing in front of everyone. He pricks your finger with a needle, and you let your blood drip onto an old picture of a saint. You swear loyalty to the family, that the family comes before anything, before your mother, father, and everyone you know. Congratulations, you're now a made man. You're now a full member of La Cosa Nostra. Now, if someone messes with you, anyone on the street, they need to know they're messing with a man, not a kid. Now, the blood in your veins has a price. Life starts improving beyond belief. You move from your mom's modest apartment to a penthouse overlooking the river. You buy a fancy black Cadillac. All doors open for you. Restaurants, nightclubs, everyone's smiling at you. You meet a nice girl. She doesn't know exactly what you do, but she knows you're a respectable and generous man. You get married, have a little kid, buy him the best presents. But the moment you feel like you've reached the top, you start to understand that this peak floats on a sea of blood. The business you're in isn't just shipping or gambling. This business grows like a rocket. New territories open up, and there's resistance. There are neighbors who don't pay protection. There are trucks that get stolen by accident. There are unions that need one of your guys in them. And here's where your real problems start. Not just from the police, no, from inside the house. There's a guy named Vinny who worked with you since the bag and envelope days. You notice he's been meeting Mr. Russo a lot behind your back. You notice eyes watching you at meetings. You notice a big shipment went missing and people are pointing fingers at you. One day, Mr. Russo calls you in for a private meeting. He tells you there's a private session between the family bosses and he needs one of his most trusted men with him. He's recommending you to be the underboss, the second in command of the family. You're happy? Before you get happy, remember that the underboss position means you're responsible for everything that goes wrong, that you're the first target for the FBI and the first target for the other capos who want your spot. The life you thought was a view from the top, now you're the target. You have a moment of clarity. You think about leaving it all behind. But how? How do you leave when you know the family only lets you out in a body bag? You decide to push forward. You decide to be smarter than everyone. You start building your own connections behind Russo's back. You befriend big businessmen, politicians, even police officers. You pay them for services or silence. You open legitimate businesses, real estate companies, car washes, restaurants. You launder the dirty money and turn it into clean assets, legal in the eyes of the law. And life is good. For years, you're the king. You go to people's funerals and cry. You celebrate at their weddings and laugh. And everyone respects you. Your son grows up in private schools. Your wife is happy and comfortable. And you feel like you've achieved your dream. But my friend, this movie has 3 endings, and you're the one who chooses. The first ending, the prison ending. One morning the sun is out, you're having breakfast at your house in the suburbs. Suddenly the door gets kicked in. Voices, FBI, open up. Your face is on every channel. The neighbors are watching. Your wife is screaming, and your son doesn't understand what's happening. One of your most trusted guys flipped on you, or a phone call you forgot to change the number for. You go to prison for life. Your son grows up without you. Your wife divorces you. And all the money you made goes to lawyers who couldn't get you out. You end up in a solitary cell, thinking about what could have been. The second ending, the betrayal ending. After a long meeting, you head home. It's dark out. The street is empty. You see a car parked in front of your house. You're not surprised. Your guys visit all the time. You get out of your car, walk a few steps. You hear a gunshot. Not from in front, from the side. You spin around. You see Vinny standing there with a gun in his hand, his eyes full of betrayal. Before you hit the ground, you realize old man Russo ordered the hit because you got too big. You end on the sidewalk in front of your house, your Cadillac still running with the door open. The third ending, the regret ending. You got old, really old. You're 70, sitting in a wheelchair at a villa in Florida. Everyone respects you. Everyone asks for your advice. But the pain isn't in your back. The pain is inside. You look at pictures of your son who doesn't talk to you. You look at pictures of your ex-wife who left you years ago. You remember all the friends who died, all the faces that disappeared, all the blood that was spilled for you to get to this chair. You live rich, but alone. Successful, but empty. Right then, at that exact moment, you ask yourself, if you could go back in time, would you agree to work with Joey the day he offered you the easy job? Would you agree to become a mafia man, to live rich, but pay such a high price? Maybe there's no clear answer. Maybe every one of us has a moment of weakness, a moment of ambition, a moment of hunger. The mafia isn't just movies and guns and fancy suits. The mafia is an idea that power is the law and money covers everything. But does it really cover it all? Thanks for taking this journey with me. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe so you know who you'll be next time.